Okay, so I'm trying on. I've got, let me turn around. Got the oils. We're going to make it from olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, and a little bit of lye. Where is my lye? Oh, it's over there. I'm going to have to go get that. So I'm making energy soap today. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Say something, please, so I'll know, because I've been having volume issues and connection issues this time around. So I need to know that you're there and that you can comment and that you can hear me. Hey, Leg Keeper. It's an interesting name. So, can you guys connect? Are you in? Are you on? Still don't know. I have the feeling you guys still can't hear or comment. So let me know, would you? Nice and clear? Really? You can hear me? I can finally make the soap? That is so cool. Okay, well, let's get to it. I got my friend Brian here. He's going to hold the camera, but please keep interacting in some way so I'll be sure that we're still connecting, okay? All right, yay. Here we go. So, better do this. Better do this while we can. All right, so here's how we're going to start. Here's Brian.
Hi.
Brian's got an owie, so he's being a real trooper here to help me out with what we're doing. Okay, so do I have that facing the right way? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, so we're making soap. Yay! Finally, a soap scope. I've been trying this like 3 times, and it's just the secret recipe does not want to be revealed. But I'm going to do it anyway. So if you can, just keep doing something there so I know that you're there. You can talk, Brian.
Seeing some hearts.
Seeing some hearts, yes.
And a yay. A couple of yays.
Yay! Okay, so let's do this. It should only take about 20 minutes, right from scratch. So the first thing you want to do is get your lye going. I know, lies. Ooh, it's a kind of a scary idea. I have to get it. It's over here.
It's right there on the counter. Laura, I put it there for you.
Oh, you did? Wow. You're fast. You're fast. So to make soap, you need 2 things. You need, well, 2 really you need. You need oil. And you need...
Could not see or comment on desktop, but app works great.
Oh, great. Yeah, you can't on desktop. This is a phone app. You can watch it on your desktop. Who is it? Let me know who says the things when they say it, if you can see them. But that's the thing. You can only comment on the app. So as long as I'm sure, and you can do the hearts on the app and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, just ask. But please, if you can't hear me, tell me if you can. All right?
Any smell to that? Any smell to that?
Smell to what?
Oakland Raiders says, any smell to that?
To the soap? Yes. I'm making energy. Can you see this? Energy, because I need energy. I'm heading out to London tomorrow, so I'm going to need a lot of energy to do that. This is one of my favorites. It's very floral. Here. Ah, can you smell that? Mmm. It's delicious. This is one of my favorite ones. As you saw, the soaps over here were some I made yesterday. I made an almond biscotti because I'm going to Italy. I made a chai tea because who knows, I could end up in India. And I made a Turkish mocha, which is just to die for. That smells so good. But you can't eat this. You'd want to eat it, but you can't eat it. All right, so let's do this while we still have a signal. First thing I'm going to do, you have a scale like this. All right, you want fluid ounces. Really, you should use grams, but I haven't done the conversions yet. Grams are more accurate, but we're going to go with fluid ounces. So you set up the scale, you turn it on, and then you do something called tairing it, which means make it go to 0. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to say 0, fluid ounces, 0. I put on my container, then I'm going to make the lye in, and then as the lye is getting set up, I'll get the oils together. So that's the system for doing it. All right, so now this is 56 fluid ounces with this on here, even though it's a solid. So I'm going to 0 this, and I'm going to put in 10 fluid ounces of filtered water. Okay? Any questions? Are we good?
No questions yet.
Can you hear? Can you hear the water? Can you hear the water from there? I don't know, can you?
Hearts.
10, yay, hearts. All right, so 10 fluid ounces. You know what, I'm going to shut this off too, just in case, trying to make the Wi-Fi signal as strong as I can. All right, so we have 10 fluid ounces of water.
Yes.
Yes. Next, we need our lye. Now, lye is very caustic. In fact, in Italy, they call it caustica. And if you've ever seen The Fight Club, he made soap in The Fight Club. Although, did anybody ever see The Fight Club? Creepy movie, but it was good. It was good, and he made soap. But he also used lye to burn people up. So this is a very, very strong base. It's sodium hydroxide.
Hey, girl says lie to me.
Hey! Hey! No, this is actually true. This is true. I'm not lying to you with this, but hey. So this is sodium hydroxide. It's a very strong base, which acts the same as an acid. So it's no different than using hydrochloric acid, but they're used for different things. So you have to be very, very careful when using this, and you always add the lye to the water, not to the water to the lye. Let's see, the thing is, if you add water to lye, you die. So, there you go. So this, I'm risking my life to make you beautiful soap.
You don't need gloves? Question mark.
Yes, you do need gloves. But what happened in my case, you should wear gloves. When I was taking organic chemistry in college, I had to wear gloves, and they had very expensive beakers and things, and it's so slippery that it slipped out and broke, and it cost me $40, and I was in It's okay, but
Here it comes.
Can you guys hear me?
It's back. It's back.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I just recorded that song in the studio, by the way. Are we good? Brian?
I'm not getting any responses, but off and on, someone says.
All right, so then the replay will still be good. As long as it's on, just keep letting me know that you're there, because I've had a lot of technical difficulties with getting this done. All right, so let's do this before we have any further ado. All right, so again, we tare this, which means we get it to 0. I'm going to put in 4.5 fluid ounces of sodium hydroxide, which is actually, in the old days, they used potash. And that's how they figured out how to make soap, was they were cooking some oily, I don't know, wildebeest on the fire, and it dripped into the ashes, and somehow they could clean stuff with it. Because that's what lye is, it's potash. Isn't that interesting? I think it's fascinating. So I'm putting in 4.5 ounces, very carefully, fluid ounces of this. Now, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5. The measurements are very important. You can't just eyeball it with this stuff. All right, so, and it also has to be in a very dry environment. Now, what I'm going to do, and I have my glasses, safety glasses here, important, so if it splashes, I don't want to lose an eye. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the sodium hydroxide, the lye. It's not really lye until it's mixed with water though. So sodium hydroxide into the water, because the other way is dangerous, right? Water into lye, you die. So you put the lye into the water, and it's going to get very, very hot. Oh, that's what I need. I need the thermometer. It'll get up to about, without heating anything, it'll get up to a good 130, 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Just by pouring this into there. Cold water, perfectly cold thing, you end up with about 130, 140 degrees. So it's a thermal reaction. And we're going to want to cool it. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it outside because the fumes are poisonous as well. So, I know this scares you, but after that, you end up with this beautiful, perfectly safe soap because it's a chemical reaction, and then the lye is gone, and you just have a beautiful soap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this outside because I don't want any fumes. I'm going to hold my breath for a very long time. All right, so I'm going to come by here. Ryan's going to try and find a way to hop. Can they hear me?
No comments.
No comments. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slowly pour. I'm going to slowly pour this, the sodium hydroxide, into the water. I'm going to stir it around while being far away and holding my breath. And I have lots of, that's why I'm doing it outside. And then I'm going to put it in the freezer. Okay? So, can they see me from over there?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do with my glasses on. So, slowly in. Scrape it around. Okay. Far away, holding my breath. I can hold my breath a really long time. Now I'm going to put this in the freezer.
It's a freezer outside.
Okay. All right. Now, still there?
Yep.
They are still there? You guys still there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that's going to take about 5 minutes. So now we put in the oils. Any questions or anything, just go ahead and ask. I don't need it for this. These are perfectly fine olive, coconut, and sustainable palm oil. And I'm going to put in 10 fluid ounces of each. Thusly. So now the trick is you can't take it out if you screw up. So you got to pay attention that you put 10 ounces of each. If it's a little off, that's okay. You can make it up with the other one. So if it's, 9.9 or 10.1 or something, you're okay. You want to make sure the oils are mixed up so you're not getting different parts of the oil. So 10 of that. This is coconut.
Is that palm oil?
No, this one's coconut, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Wait a
question.
minute, let me check. I'll check which one's which. 14. Okay. 20. This one is 28, 29. Let me just get this part done. 29.8. Let's see. 29.9. Let's be totally crazy about this and get exactly 30. Good enough. Okay. So yes, I actually get these, see, in Brambleberry, and they come in these containers, and I microwave it to soften it. If you're in like Florida or something, it'll stay soft, but I would recommend when you put it away, store it this way, unless you have a very tall microwave, because it won't fit. So usually I'll store it this way when they're brand new, so it'll do it. At this point I can fold it over, but just so you know, as you're doing, brambleberry.com, they're based in Utah. So for some reason all the stuff comes from Utah.
Okay, I buy from Brambleberry, she said.
You do? Another one is the Sage. That's another one I found. I'm hoping to find something more local. But that's what I find. If you have any questions after, just contact me. You know, shoot me an email, laura@lauracrisci.com, or Twitter. You can find me. Go to my website, lauracrisci.com, and you can just send me something there. All right. So I'm going to put this on for, I'm going to do about a minute and a half to heat it up. Because this I want to get to 115 degrees. And I want the lye to cool to 15 degrees. And I found that makes the best result when everything's the same temperature at about 115. You could be between 110 and 120, but I've had the best results keeping them both the same temperature at 115. So while that's going on, I'm gonna just put 2 fluid ounces of my fragrance. Same thing, tare the scale, which means to make it go 0. And we'll put in 2 fluid ounces. This should use most of this. 1.9, that's kind of close. This down here takes some. Love that. It smells so good. So good. All right. So that's done. Nope, that's going to go beep beep. I'm going to put that over here. We're almost done, by the way. For like 15 seconds, just to make sure it's 115. And then I'm going to go get the lye, and hopefully that hasn't chilled too much. If it does, I would just throw it in the microwave, but I kind of don't like doing that once it's hotter. All right, we're going to get the lye, so we're going to put these on. And if you do spill any lye on yourself, cold water, lots of it, right away. And then if you need to from that, any residue, is you would use a little vinegar, because vinegar is a mild acid, and if you have an acid and a base, they will cancel each other out. Okay, but the best thing is water to dilute the sodium hydroxide. All right, I'm going to go run and get the other thing. You can chat with Brian if you want. Any questions?
It's a nice day here today. Hello. Yeah.
See if you feel this. It's still pretty hot. I might need to have it a little more. And now it doesn't have fumes either. Now I can breathe it. But before, when you first do it and the heat's coming up, there's some seriously nasty fumes. And being a singer, that doesn't work for me at all. But I can hold my breath forever, so I just do that. All right, so let's take a look now. We're almost done. We're in the final phase of what needs to happen here. Another thing is to have a lot of paper towels, because you don't really want to use any material that you use to wipe something down that has lye. Like I said, it will just disintegrate.
Hearts.
What?
Hearts.
Oh, yay. Okay, so now let's check the temperature here. It was probably at somewhere around 130 or 40. Can you guys see that? Can you see where we're at? All right, well this is like, can you see that? It's right about at 115, which is great. Now I'm going to carefully wipe this off. I mean, you really, really got to be careful. And again, after about 2 weeks, the soap will finish saponifying. It's called saponified, doing it this way. And then it's totally, totally safe. There's no problem at all. All the lye has evaporated and it's become soap. That's how you make soap. That's what does it. Because you know oil and water do not mix. So you need something like that to bind it chemically. But then it's no longer lye. It no longer exists. All right, we're close. We're about 117. I'm going to go for it. I think we're good. All right, so I have my immersion blender here. I have my fragrance. It's very important to have everything ready to go. Again, this time you add this to the oil, not the other way around. And you are good to go. So this is also very important. You just take some cooking spray. Get it all greased up here just so it can come out of the tube. This tube is just PVC pipe that I got at the hardware store. It's a 3-inch PVC, and they cut it in about 14-inch lengths. You get the little cap, put it on there. The main thing is to have it as smooth as possible here. Do another spray so it doesn't get stuck, which many times it has gotten stuck. All right, so this has got to be ready to go because this is the tricky part. If you don't do this right, you end up with a big chunk of stuff in here and no soap. Like a giant soap bar, I suppose, which is not really what I'm going for. So first I'm going to just make sure this is all blended up. Can you see it? Good? You guys still there? Can hear? You can talk, Brian.
There's no responses here.
Uh-oh. Did we lose
the
you?
People are joining in.
Did we lose you?
There's 4.
All right, let me know if you can. Let me know if you can hear me. I hope you can. But let's just keep going. All right, so here I've mixed up the oils, blended them together with an immersion blender. We want to not get any bubbles into it, or as few as possible. So now we're going to take this lye and we're going to pour it onto the stick of the blender, again as smoothly as possible.
Yep, we are here looking good.
Yay!
Can hear you fine.
Oh, that's so awesome. I've tried this like 6 times now. And technical difficulties. Scrape out as much as you can of this. Again, you gotta focus here. This is really a critical step. It's kind of crazy that I'm doing this and talking to you. I could get distracted very easily. All right, so now this is the part, this is where the magic happens. I'm gonna mix this together. We're having the chemical situation of the oils mixing in with the water through the lye. And what's going to happen is it's going to do something called trace. Now, can you see over here? If you can see over here what's going on, you see now it's very drippy in there. Looks like, I don't know, what would you say it looks like, Brian? It's just drippy. It's not leaving a mark. It just drips right in. But when this does something called trace, it starts to leave a trace on the top. Like a little, sort of like a tapioca pudding. Think about it like that. When you get this little layer on top where when I go like this and you can see the drips, that's a critical time. Then it's traced. And sometimes it can happen so quickly that it turns to a solid as I'm pouring it in. It's a very sad time. But if it works all right, you don't get that. So I try and just get it.
It's like pudding.
Yeah. Pretty safe with. So I'm going to pour this in again onto that. Make sure I get every last little yummy bit here. Don't eat it. Yummy in a smelling kind of way. Don't eat it. You'll want to eat it because it smells so darn good. You think it's pudding, but it's not. All right, so I'm mixing in the fragrance. Sometimes if it accelerates quickly, I would just do this. For this one, here we go. This is the part we got to pay very close attention. This is the part. Do you see it yet? Can you see it? Can you see it well enough to tell if it's tracing?
You're saying that it's disconnecting and connecting, so.
All right, well then it should still be fine on the replay, so we're good with that if you miss a part. But thank you for letting me know. All right, so I can see it's starting to thicken up a little. Ah, starting to do it. This is like where it's like, how far will you go? How brave will you be before you pour the stuff in the tube? Because it happens in a matter of seconds. It needs to be thick enough so it doesn't drip out of the bottom, but thin enough it'll work. Now, can you see that here? Can you see little dots it made in it? Can you see them? Can you see like the little indentations from this? Can you see it, Brian?
No.
You're allowed to talk, Brian. All right. Can you see that, how thick it is? It's like a tapioca pudding. I think we're good, and if I wait much longer, I might not be able to do it at all. So here we go. Make sure this is nice and tight. Some will drip out of the bottom because it's still a little loose, and we pour it in like this. Ooh, it smells so good. It smells so good. I'm energized just by smelling it. What do you think, Brian? Can you smell it?
Yes, it smells good.
Smells like energy. What do you think it smells like? It's very citrusy. This one is. Okay. Now, right away, try and rinse this off so it doesn't turn into a solid. And again, you see, I'm not touching anything. My hands are dry because this still has lye in it. This can still burn you. So I try not to touch.
What is your favorite colorant to use?
Colorant? Or fragrance?
Colorant.
Colorant. Well, I just got a gold mica. That is pretty exciting. But usually I don't use colorants. The ones over there turn colors all on their own. It's just by, if it has a lot of vanilla in it. Now let me show you this part. Gotta do this, but I'm holding the bottom so the bottom cap doesn't fall off. That's happened before. This is to get any loose bubbles out. And then I will, let me find the plastic wrap. This is so it heats up evenly. I found otherwise I end up with this big bubble on top or inside. So you just take this, put it around, rubber band, and this is done in about 3 hours. See, it'll drip out a little just because the tube wasn't cut smooth enough, and it's still not as thick as it's going to be, but that's fine. That's not a problem at all. But, so there you go. So in about 4 to 6 hours, depending on which one you're making, it'll be done. And then you got to get it out of the tube. So I'll show you over here. And then, as you were saying, you see these? I didn't make these any color. These are the natural colors of the oils reacting with the fragrances. And like vanilla, oddly enough, makes things dark if it's vanilla in it. This one I put green tea in it instead of water, and this is a black tea exfoliant. This is the chai, matcha green tea chai. Or no, this is just the chai. This one I used coffee water instead of regular water, and I used coffee grinds in it for the. I think this is my favorite, the Turkish mo. To the gym and all sorts of things today, especially the packing. It's kind of important. So here's what you do to get, where's the extruder part? Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, and I gotta clean the fish tank. Lots to do. So, what you do with this is when the soap is done, in about 6 or 7 hours, 4 to 6, somewhere around there, they're all different. What you do is you put this on one side, like this, and the soap's in there. A friend of mine that I met at Home Depot, because I couldn't get the soap out, made this thing for me. An extruder. This is his own invention too. And then you have to push it out this way. And if you're lucky, it comes out. And then you have this huge, beautiful bar of soap that looks like this. Sometimes it's very light, and a week from now, it gets darker. These got dark very quickly, but many, many times you don't know what you're going to get until about a week later. Now again, you have to wait at least 2 weeks for the soap to cure, to saponify, before it's safe to use. And then it's perfectly safe. It's all natural oils, fragrances. Lye is natural, really. It's potash. So this is how you do it. So there you go. So now, all that part's done. And then when you're done, I made these like labels. And you just wrap them up like that. Can you see that? This is the one I made, Energy Soap. Thusly. And all I do for that, I got one over here. I'll show you how you make it. I use just plain coffee filters because they're breathable. And you want your soap, you want to keep it in a cool, dry place with air being able to get to it. These have been there for a while, but I just use these boxes and some wax paper. And then you just, let me see, I got the labels here. This is, see, now you know all my secrets. This is how I make these beautiful display things. Take a bar of soap. I usually soften the edges around it because it can get a little sharp. Oh, to make these, I just use a tape measure and I mark it out for 1 inch a piece, and then I just cut it with a kitchen knife because my, what you call mandolin, the thing that you just push it down, broke. Alright, so, and all I do is wrap these up thusly. Can you see it? Can they see it? Can they see it? Can you hear? Anybody answering you, Bri?
No answers at the moment.
Okay. Well, hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, so you can see what's going on. I hope we didn't cut out. But if we did, probably the replay. Lots of times that's fine. And if I have sound on the video, I can post that later independently. So if this worked. All right. So I put the directions on the back on how to do it. Nice little coffee filter, makes a pretty design. I got these little gold thingies. I put that on. And then I made up these on sort of stickery things for the different soaps. This one's Energy today. Can you see that? Can they see it, Brian?
Yes.
Okay. Take that off. And being ridiculous, I like to have them both facing the same direction. And then you can just center this directly on. There you go. Soap. Sapone. Saponified sapone. We just made it. I hope it worked. And I hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions, just feel free to contact me anytime. Usually Laura at lauracrisci.com, over through the website. I also do music, so if you're interested in music, you can download my entire CD for free. Been doing some studio stuff and recording that live, and the stream was working well then, and direct headphones to hear the song as it's being created in the studio. So you can not only hear what we're playing, you can hear what the artist that's in the midst of recording is hearing and playing too. And then the other thing is just, this is next on the list when I get back to America, which should be, I don't know, a couple months. I'll show you how to make, these are lip balms that I make from scratch with all sorts of lovely and luscious ingredients, all natural and delicious. So there you go. These are, what I got here. I have chocolate orange truffle, pomegranate, espresso, matcha mint green tea. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it worked. I really hope it worked, because I'm not doing it again, because I gotta pack and take a plane tomorrow to London and beyond. And so that's it. What do you think? Thanks, Brian. We good?
We're good.
Okay. Well, I hope it worked, and thanks for coming. Be sure to follow and share, and let me know what else you might want to see. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.